Arthur, thanks for joining us to preview the trip to Perth Glory on Friday night. Just looking back over obviously last weekend, how much is it about taking the positives from that, but also putting it out of the system ahead of the next game?
Yeah, both equally as important. There were still plenty of positives out of that, but in the end, performance-wise, not at the level that we wanted. We'll take the positives, that's for sure. We reviewed the match where we needed to, and yeah, we look forward to moving forward and putting on a better performance than we did last week.
And how was everyone pulled up off the back of that? Of course, an away trip, quite a sort of demanding game. It was pretty end-to-end.
Yeah, it was very end-to-end. Everyone's pulled up well, which is great. So yeah, we're ready physically for the trip to Perth. It's always a tough one there going there, but we're ready for that. We know it's going to be tough, but we're looking forward to bouncing back.
In terms of how players are going and sort of tracking, obviously, I know you mentioned Louis and Roderick Miranda as the two that maybe could be closest to coming back. What's the word on that?
Yeah, Louis hasn't got up for it, but he should be right now for the derby, and things are looking positive with Roddy, so we'll make that call tomorrow and hopefully he travels with the team.
Of course, and we'll just touch on the sort of breaking news that came out from Western Australia overnight, obviously change of head coach at Perth Glory. How does that sort of change anything ahead of the weekend?
Yeah, look, it makes it a little bit more unknown in terms of what to expect from the opponent. But yeah, look, when these things happen, you can get a real positive reaction from playing groups. And look, irrespective of what's happened over there, it's going to be a very tough game and one we've got to be up for. And we've got to make sure we do everything right in our own process and our own performance and worry about ourselves first. And if we do that, then everything else will take care of itself.
Sort of about worrying about ourselves first. How's the week been in training? How have the players reacted to the first 2 rounds?
It's been a great reaction, a great training week so far. One more day to go, and yeah, it's a positive reaction from the players. And we all know that last week, although we weren't at our best, and maybe the scoreline didn't reflect the performance, it wasn't our standards. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to put that to bed and move forward and come out with a big response.
You've spoken quite a lot about Denny, but I just wanted to ask about Keegan, the goal scorer against the Jets. What have you sort of been impressed by with his performances at the start of the season?
Yeah, Keegan's growing every week. It was a fantastic goal last week from Keegan, and yeah, this is something with us. We know Keegan's got a lot of ability, and it's something that we've got to get out of him more and more, which is goals and assists, and he's aware of that. We're aware of that. We know he can, and we know he will. And last week was a positive step for him with a great finish, and he's got to back that up again tomorrow and the week after and the week after that.
And often sort of the narrative around performances and games can get bogged down and sort of having to break teams down. How pleasing was that goal from the fact that it just sort of clicked so quickly and before you know Keegan was in?
Yeah, that's important for us in the way we play, that sometimes we're going to be faced with deep blocks and you've got to be patient and break them down. But on the flip side, you've got to be able to be efficient in terms of transition moments, and we want to be a team that's good in both areas, being able to hurt teams in transition and be able to break teams down.
For yourself, these 2 away games, are they sort of particularly important to have that time to work together as a group away? I know obviously you had plenty of sort of opportunity for that pre-season, but when the sort of season's underway, is that kind of different feel to it?
Look, once the season's on, time away or time at home doesn't matter. There's a job to do each week, and whether we travel or we play at home, it happens quick now, and you've got to be ready for it. So for us, we don't look at that as a time to bond. We look at that as a time to put our head down and get the job done.
Recently, obviously, had the 2-game series in WA, got 2 wins over Perth, did win their last season later on. How do you sort of approach that with that? Like, are they going to adapt to that and take what they've got? What are you expecting?
Look, we can't look back that far. That was a long time ago now. Again, that was pre-season and preparation for both teams. That both teams, I'm sure, are going to field different 11s from what were fielded then. Again, it's different. We don't look. That was preparation phase for us. Now it's performance phase, and we're worrying about performance on Friday night, and we've got to make sure that we do what we can to give ourselves the best shot of getting the result that we want.